Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in to this timeless pick a card reading. Whenever you find this, there's a message in here meant for you. So pick whichever pile you are drawn to. Today's reading is, what were you in a past life? Or what was your past life? What were your past lives? Whichever pile you're drawn to. If you have a hard time with that, close your eyes for a few seconds. Open your eyes and just go with whichever one you're first drawn to. It's from left to right, pile 1, 2, and 3. Left to right. Okay, pile 1. These are your cards. So pile 1, I included an affirmation first. This is something you need to hear. I value my gifts and talents. So it's interesting because I'm doing this at a new moon. This is a timeless reading. So you could be seeing this at the new moon, at a different new moon, but either way, that's something that you need to hear at this time. And I feel like it relates to the message. So I definitely think that in a past life, I feel like you lived a very up and down life. Like I'm getting that you lived a very abundant life. Maybe you lived a very lavish life. Maybe you had a lot of money. You had a lot of things. Maybe you lived somewhere like desert, hot. I'm just getting hot. Like I'm even getting Egypt. I'm getting, you could have like Native American blood or ancestry or something like that in your bloodline, that whether you know this or not. But I definitely think that because of this, because of whatever circumstances you lived in, I feel like you're very closed off and guarded in this life now. And the reason I say that is because I feel like you lived a very abundant life, but maybe you definitely went through a lot of challenging endings or changes in your past life. And so with this competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others, I think you had to fight a lot. So I think in a past life, you were very much like a fighter, or the circumstances you were in, there's a lot of red energy here. So you were very passionate, or again, you had to fight for where you were, for what you believed in, whatever it may be. So now I think you tend to be a more peaceful, or you try to go a peaceful route, or maybe you even have a little bit of paranoia, or you're hesitant to express, or how, you know what I mean? You're very to yourself. You're hesitant to express certain times how you feel. And I feel like this comes from just a past life, like, you know what I mean? An underlying fear of conflict is kind of what I'm feeling here. I definitely think that you're the type of person that likes to hold things in. I feel like you hold things very close to you. I think that, again, you've lived multiple lives, and I think in different lives, I'm getting a lot of interesting energy here, because I feel like you have been a male and a female energy, and we all carry masculine and feminine energies, and some carry a different balance, more or less, of one or the other. You may be the type of person that has a balance of both, a good balance of both, and this is because you've incorporated lessons, or just you've had energies of being masculine and being feminine in past lives. I feel like right now you're really in a critical time in your spiritual awakening or spiritual journey. Like I feel like you've learned a lot of knowledge, you've picked up a lot of things over the past lives that you've had, and now you're in that life where you're like applying a lot of that knowledge that you've picked up. So while you may have a lot of inner wisdom, you may have a lot of inner strength, you may kind of intuitively understand or know certain lessons or things, that doesn't mean it's not difficult for you. I feel like you still, if you are attracted to this pile, have faced a lot of difficulties. And I definitely think I'm almost getting a karmic vibe from this, like maybe even in your relationships, in your love life, whatever it may be, just a lot of difficulty, or even family life, a lot of difficulties or challenges because of this energy. Again, I'm getting a lot of anxiety. I'm seeing this white or gray hair 3 times here. So this is really representing wisdom to me. You could be somebody that's of an older age, but again, I'm not getting like an age vibe from this. I'm getting more that you just carry a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom, because you've reached already a point of enlightenment, to where now you even are the type of person that may be here to spread knowledge or information to other people. So it's really important for you to protect your own self and your own energy. I feel like you were a very powerful manifester. I feel like you are somebody, again, I don't know if this is your ancestry now. You could be from a very far away land. That's just what I'm hearing, a far away land. That also kind of reminds me of like a fairy tale type of thing. So maybe you have some type of, in the Empress, maybe there was some type of royal or royalty in your past life, in wherever whatever way that you live. But either way, I'm getting a far away place, definitely. I definitely think that, I said Egypt already, and I'm getting like the pyramids. I'm seeing feathers. I'm seeing hawks, red hawk. That could be significant to you. This says kin of the red hawk tribe, eagles. vultures, whatever, owls. I'm seeing a lot of birds. So maybe birds could be significant to you. Maybe you were a bird in a past life. You never know. But I'm seeing cactus here. So I definitely am getting that desert, Native American, something type of vibe from this group. If you're drawn into this group, I'm even hearing like Pocahontas, like, you know, grandmother willow, like the tree. You may be very into nature. You may draw a lot of wisdom and strength from nature. But again, I'm getting you're a very guarded or a paranoid person. Sometimes maybe this this creates a blockage to your gifts, because this is I value my talents or gifts and talents. But I feel like you partially do if you come across this pile, but there are maybe other aspects of yourself and of your gifts and talents that you need to really embrace, but you have a hard time because you're shy, you're closed off, whatever that may be. I really feel like in your past life, you're very closed off now, or you're quiet. There's something about not being able to speak up or being silenced in your past life. You know what I mean? Like not being able to really live either to your fullest expression. Maybe you're somebody that's part of the LGBT community. Take what resonates for you. Whatever it may be, you were not able to live in your past full expression in your last life. So something about that is very repressed in this life, and you're very closed off, you're very held in. It's very difficult for you to just, like, you have a throat chakra blockage maybe, and my throat is starting to itch right now. It's very difficult for you to speak up, speak your truth, live your truth. But this is something that you're going through an awakening in. Maybe you are seeing a lot of birds at this time in your life, and I feel like those are signs and synchronicities for you to take on a higher or a different perspective just about some of the fears or anxieties that you are having. And these cards are flying right now. I definitely think that, again, I don't know if I said this, you're a very spiritual person. Something about New York is coming to my mind. Maybe you live in a big city. Maybe a big city is significant to you. I feel like you're a very compassionate person, though. I definitely think that you are very, again, reserved, but I feel like you are a very emotional person. You are very in tune with your emotions. I feel like you're an emotionally mature person. I feel like you've processed your emotions. Again, it's just coming with wisdom that I'm feeling here. Like there's an emotional maturity to you in the way that you go about things or situations. And I definitely think that you are still somebody at this point in your journey or in your life that is on your own healing journey. I really feel like you're going, again, with this like carcass looking thing here, it's kind of reminding me, you could be an Aries, or that could be significant, the Ram, but either way, you're going through a very personal, deep transformation at this time. And so I feel like you're really shedding your old self, or you kind of even sometimes feel like a shell of your old self. But I feel like you need to really get into meditation. You need to get into tapping in with your ancestors. Even somebody here maybe needs to get more into like actually doing tarot cards and things like that, because I feel like you could really use some just intuitive wisdom or guidance, just, you know, on through your daily life or whatever it may be, or your ancestors or guides have a lot of knowledge for you. Maybe you're somebody that you previously or can be sometimes closed-minded about certain things, but I feel like you're working on opening this up. I'm seeing a lot of moon cycles on these cards, so I think that the cycles of the moon are very significant to you. I feel like you could be somebody that's very into astrology. You could be into like sacred geometry. You could be very into like just you have a strong tie to like ancient, like you could be very into like, I'm hearing like archaeology, or just things that are ancient, things that are like old. Not old, that's not the right word, but you know what, there's a word for it that's like more official, but you know what I'm saying. You could be into antiques. All this stuff, it just makes sense because I feel like this is a past life thing. Like I feel like you really I feel like somebody here has like an old lady living inside of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I just heard that, but either way, I definitely think you could also be somebody that's very competitive. And again, I feel like you have to compete in some way in your past life for what you had, or there was some point in your past life where you had to fight for what you had. So now I'm getting like a survival mode type of energy from this pile. Definitely. I really feel like now, again, I'm seeing a lot of rainbows. You could be a very colorful person. I feel like you have a really good foresight or vision. Like you're a visionary, if that makes sense. Again, you could be a very creative person. You really see things vividly in color. You have a strong, like you're just a strong visual learner. I feel like you're working on, I'll leave that there. You're working on opening your eyes to all the possibilities at this time, because maybe you're just really awakening to your own potential and what you can really do and accomplish in this life. I think a lot of your past lives are filled with a lot of tough lessons. And so this life, I think you're somebody that's receiving or going to receive a lot of blessings and abundance. So I definitely think that you have to work on being open to that. You are very closed off. I just keep getting that message here. With the Empress here, I definitely think also this, just take what resonates for you. Being like a mother or having children could be a significant part of your life journey in general, or just past lives. The zodiac signs I'm seeing here are Taurus, Libra, Aries, strong, fixed sign, stubborn, Leo, Taurus, Aries, Aquarius, Virgo, maybe like Pisces, Gemini, Scorpio. Did I say that? But yeah, either way, I definitely, a lot of strong Virgo energy here and a lot of strong Aries and Taurus energy here, a little bit of Gemini. But I definitely feel that you are meant to discover what truly makes you passionate at this time. I feel like that is the journey that you should focus on right now. I feel like you could be very stuck in your logical or practical mind, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but you're being guided to get more into your creative self, more into your body, more into your, you know what I mean? Doing things with your hands. I feel like working with the earth, going out into the earth a little bit more, working more with like your natural resources, just things like that, rather than focusing so much into your mind or even into material resources. Again, that could be a big thing for you. And it doesn't mean that you are like money hungry or anything like that, or that you like don't have any money, but it just means that you have some type of karmic energy or lessons or tough things that you went through in past lives surrounding your resources, your livelihood, your ability to survive. So a lot of those tendencies and anxieties have carried into the way that you operate in life now. That's going to make sense for most of you. Like, you get that. Like, and when you have these certain fears, and it doesn't even make sense with your lifestyle, with the way that your life is set up, you know what I'm saying? There's definitely something deeper to their subconscious shadow work, or it could be past life energy. I strongly believe that. So this is definitely what I'm getting for pile 1. I hope this makes sense for you. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, same name. Follow me on TikTok, same name, for more messages and guidance. And follow me to part 2, or pile 2. Okay, pile 2, you got a lot of cards. Let me show you, just do a little scan of them. So I definitely think that if you are drawn to this pile, you experience a lot of lessons, or you have a lot of karmic lessons to go through in life, or you have been through them already. And this isn't always bad. Like, the karma that we sometimes experience from our past lives really carry on into these lives. So I really feel like I'm feeling a strong feminine energy here. Like, you definitely were, regardless of your gender now, you were definitely a female energy, a strong female energy in a strong past life. I feel like you really had a lot of lessons around, like, I'm getting like a hunter-gatherer kind of vibe from this pile. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you lived in the forest, maybe you lived in that type of time. I'm even getting like, I don't know why I want to say like Neanderthal, but I don't think that's like the word that I'm going for. But you know what I mean? What are they? Oh my God, that's not the word I'm looking for. But back in the first times of man type of energy, like, that's what I'm feeling from this past life energy. I feel like because of this, you've gained a lot of skills that are like, you're very handy, you're very resourceful with the earth. Like, that's a strong energy I'm getting here. Like, you are good at, you know what I mean? Like, you can, like, this is that energy I'm talking about. Like, you are good at, making things happen, making things work for you with what you have, creating things. You might be very creative, just handy. I don't know. That's just the vibe that I'm getting from this. And I feel like this comes from a past life of having to make things work with what you had. So now that's a strong skill that you have now. You could be the type of person that you can make like a dollar stretch a long way, or whatever it may be. You know what I mean? Like, you could really make things stretch because you know what, like, you've accumulated a lot of knowledge about this. You could be good with money or budgeting or something like that. I feel like you're a very compassionate person. I feel like you have a very big heart. I'm getting like you could have some type of, for some of you here, what is that? Like Ethiopian, Eritrean energy bloodline here, or something, either whether that's now or that's something from your past life. I'm also getting just a strong like West African, that's just came to my mind, type of energy. I feel like you're a very emotional person. I feel like you are very strong though, and I feel like your strength again comes from the past lives that you've had. I feel like you have a very strong guardian angel, and you know what, an energy that was coming through for this pile with this Two of Cups here, I really feel like in your past life you had a strong relationship, marriage, whatever that may be, and maybe that person left you early. I don't think they left you. Maybe they passed away or anything like that in your past life. Like there was a big lesson about losing someone in your past life. So I think now, again, this is not meant to give anybody anxiety. This is nothing that's going on for you, but I'm saying you may have these deep subconscious fears about like losing the person that you love or getting close or intimate with people because you don't want to. It's like an attachment issue type of thing almost. And I feel like in your past life, maybe there was like a strong bond or attachment you had that was detached. So I definitely think that's something that you work on, or that you deal with now and that you are working on. I feel like you are a very strong communicator. I think in a past life, you could have even been like a chief, a leader. Like I'm getting strong leader energy. Like you're a leader. You could have been a leader of something. There's the wolf, the clan of the wolf party. You could have been a part of the wolf pack, leader of the wolf pack, whatever that may be. That could be significant for you. Somebody here could really like Twilight or something like that. I don't know why I'm getting that strong energy here. It's kind of reminding me, yeah, because in Twilight, I don't remember the exact details, but I know that the wolves have like a Native American bloodline, and then there's like the vampires, and they have some type of European bloodline. So either of those could really resonate for you, or both, or anything like that. I feel like you are very in touch with animals. I feel like you really are, you could be very drawn to water to see animals like whales, sharks, I don't know, stuff like that. You could like surfing, again, just very drawn to water. I think that in this life, you've had to learn a lot. This says spiritual transformation, time to move on, the end of a situation. I think you're very good at releasing and moving on, whether you realize that or not. And I think it's because you've had to do a lot of releasing and moving on. Again, like pile one, you've lived a lot of lives. So it's like you've gone through a lot of transformations with this butterfly here. You've gone through a lot of different phases and times. And so you really know how to kind of pick it up and keep going. And I feel like that's something that you have really, you're very valuable if you come, of course, everyone is valuable, but you know what I mean? If you come across this pile, like you have very valuable life skills under your belt, you know what I mean? Like you really do. I definitely think that maybe you are a very tired person now. You're sleepy, you feel exhausted all the time, you feel kind of worn out, and that's because you've already just lived so many lives. Like seriously, you've already been there, done that. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting from this pile. I definitely think that you are, again, you've been through a lot of tough times, and even if you struggle now, whether that's financially, emotionally, whatever, you're very grateful. I'm feeling a strong energy of gratitude from this pile. I feel like, again, you're very good at making things that you have work, and so there's a lot of gratitude for the, you know what I mean, for your you're able to be happy with less than other people may be happy with. So that's like a good thing. I definitely think that a big part of your lessons, though you are very compassionate, is working on opening your heart maybe to different types of people from you. Maybe you attract a lot of different types of people. Maybe in a past life, everyone like you was just around you. Like you're probably from like a tribe or a clan or whatever that may be. So maybe in this life you seek out, or different types of people are drawn to you. And those are lessons, especially, look, unity, traditional viewpoints, spiritual organization, seek out mentors and like-minded friends. I really feel like this is talking about coming together with people, maybe not like-minded, but finding things that are in common and learning a lot of lessons and finding growth in that. I feel like, again, there's a lot of wisdom in this pile. I feel like you could be, I'm getting just a strong African energy here. So that could be part of your ancestry, but also you could be very into like Afrocentric type of energy. That's kind of what I'm getting from this pile. I feel like you could be like an Aries, you could be a Taurus, you could definitely be like an earth sign. I'm getting you're very attached to the earth. I feel like I'm getting a strong, like, again, Taurus or Capricorn though, because you're very hardworking is what I'm getting here. I definitely think that you could be someone that you're very, I keep getting this thing about animals here. So maybe you're very drawn into or connected with animals. Maybe animals find you or connect with you really well. I don't know, I'm hearing Snow White in my mind. I really feel like you need to get some, if you're drawn to this pile, you probably need to get some rest or take some recovery time at this time, just because I definitely think that you could be just very exhausted, because I feel like you have you keep going. That's just the energy that I'm getting from this pile. So maybe it's time for some downtime for you. As far as I pulled an affirmation for each pile, your affirmation is, I am learning as I grow. So maybe that's something you just need to hear right now. You learn, you grow. You're learning as you grow. You only learn with, you know what I mean? Like, you can't beat yourself up for what you didn't know. Like, don't think back to past times like, oh, this, that, why did I do this? Why? Like, you didn't know. You haven't learned that lesson. You haven't gotten this wisdom, whatever it may be yet. You know what I mean? So just be, gentle with your old self, if that makes sense. Be compassionate of who you once were. You weren't there yet. You didn't have that knowledge yet. So that's kind of the main things that I'm getting for pile 2. I feel like you could be somebody that has some type of psychic ability. You could have a really strong third eye. You could have a lot of really vivid dreams. I feel like you need to pay attention to your dreams. You could also have nightmares. So maybe you need to get like tourmaline, a dream catcher, both. Like sometimes salt around your bed if you're having like really bad dreams, things like that can be really helpful just for catching that energy. But I definitely think you could be like a water moon or rising, like you could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio rising, or a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio moon specifically. And so because of that, you really absorb either energies, if it's the rising, energies around you very easily, but if it's the moon, emotions and things like that you absorb very easily. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, I feel like you have a little bit of a blind faith to you is also just something that I'm getting here. Like, again, you're a little bit fearless if you come across this pile. It's like it's not like you don't have any fears, but it's like you have a lot of faith in the unknown. And I think it's because you have a really strong intuition. You have a really strong vision about the way that something is headed. And also you kind of just keep pushing forward. So I feel a very strong energy from this pile. You could be very fiery. You could have it, again, I'm getting that Aries, but it could be any fire sign. You're very fiery. You're very motivated. And I feel like all of this, like you have so much energy is what I'm feeling from this pile. There's a lot of energy here. Like you need to plan definitely some downtime for yourself. And I think it's because you have picked up, so I don't know how to explain it. Like you have picked up so much knowledge on how to pace yourself and succeed from your past lives because of whatever situations that you have been through. So that's just kind of what I'm getting here. Family could be significant to you. I'm also seeing lotus flowers that can be significant to you. Maybe you are focusing on really opening up your like you could be into meditation, or again chakras, third eye. You're focusing on really opening yourself up in that way so that you can receive your inner guidance and wisdom. That's what I'm getting. I also just think that you need to focus back in on your spirituality at this time, and a little bit less maybe on financial stability. Somebody needs to hear that at this time. Not to say that that isn't important, but just as you tap into your spirituality, those gifts come with it. That is all I'm getting for pile 2. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and check out my Instagram, TikTok, all under the same name. Okay, pile 3. If you were drawn to this pile, this is all about your past life, past lives. So I definitely am getting a lot of different cultures and ethnicities drawn into this pile. The main energy I just got was like Indian, like India type of area. And then I'm also getting like you could be Latino. You could have a strong guardian angel that's coming through just to let you know blessings are coming on your way. That could be a grandmother energy. I definitely think that you are in your past life. I really feel like you lived in I'm getting so many energies here. So, okay. First, I'm going to just list them as they come to my mind. First thing that just came to my mind, like Salem witch trials, witches. You could be very witchy. You could be into witches, covens, things like that. That's something that could draw you in. But I really am strongly getting that energy of someone that was either, you know what I mean? Like you could have been in that era. You could have been a witch or anything like that. That's just really something strongly that's coming through for this pile. I also am getting kind of like I don't know how to describe it. Again, I'm getting this native kind of energy, but I don't know if it's a Native American. It could just be like a native blood, like you lived on land is what I'm getting. If you were drawn to this pile, you really lived outside in land. I feel like nature is very significant to you. Nature came out in all 3 piles, but this one's probably coming out the strongest just in terms of like you really, like something about the elements could be very significant to you. You really like to work with the different elements. You could... I'm getting this Indian. It could just be Asian bloodline in general. You know what? I'm coming to my mind right now. So I'm sorry, my mind is moving so quickly. What is that show? Avatar, the Airbender, or actually the movie Avatar? Any of the things, the movies, things. A lot of movies. You might like movies. You might like shows. Anything like that could be very significant to you. Another thing that just came to my mind is Life of Pi. That could be significant to you. But I definitely think that in a past life, so you've lived at least 2 to 3 past lives. I'm seeing the number 3 come out here strong. Maybe you see the number 333 a lot. And I feel like in these lives so far, you've really been learning about family, about yourself, but also about, okay, there's two different lessons that I'm feeling here. Maybe you either lived a very solo life in a past life, or you lived around a lot of people in a past life. So either way of those, it contributes to the way that you are in this life. Maybe you're the type of person that really seeks out a lot of solitude, a lot of alone time. That's something that's really important to you. Or you're the type of person that really seeks out groups. You seek out like-minded people. You seek out people like you because maybe in a past life you spent a lot of time alone. So you will take, you'll get what resonates for you. This is also saying memories from your history or childhood. So I really feel like you have a lot of, I've heard this before. You can have flashes of memories like from your past life or from certain things. Like that's what deja vu almost is. You know what I mean? So maybe you're somebody that has like a lot of deja vu. You have random, like you just like are like, I've been here before. I've done this before. I've heard this before. I feel like that could definitely be a flash of your past life coming in of something that has happened. And I've literally heard this before, and that's coming out so strongly right now. As far as your affirmation card, I did an affirmation for each pile. You got, I create destiny. So you really need to hear right now, you're a powerful manifester. I feel like you have created your destiny. I feel like in your past life, you created the destiny that you are living now. I feel like you really, you are really, like you in a past life lived to a really old age. You could have been a grandmother. You could have been, just an older person. You could have been a mother figure. You could have been, even a father figure, but somebody who was a authority figure is what I'm getting here. And so I think you carry a lot of that leadership and wisdom. You could have been drawn to pile 2 as well. If you're drawn into this pile, I'm getting family again. So family is significant to you. Maybe you have a lot of past life relationships in your life. That's what it is. I feel like in your life, you have a lot of hard, not all of them are hard. You have a lot of hard, and you have a lot of easy, I don't want to say a lot of easy, but you know what I mean? There are hard and there are easy relationships in your life. And I feel like that's because on the easy end of it, this could have been someone you interacted with, you knew in a past life, you had a certain relationship with in a past life. So certain things come easier. On the flip side of that, there are certain people you have a lot of tough lessons with, you have tough times with them, you can't get through with them, whether that's family, whatever that may be. And that's those karmic lessons from past lives, whatever, that was. Maybe you had a different relationship with those people in a past life. Maybe they were your enemy. Maybe you were their parent. Maybe, you know what I mean? Like there's so many things that come out with these past lives relationships in the ways that you interact with these people. I feel like you have a strong like soul tribe or spiritual family type of energy to you if you come across this pile. And again, even like the people in your life now are people that you probably knew in a past life in some capacity. Like I feel like there are a lot of people that you know now or that you're close with, or there are people that like you kind of felt, I don't know how to explain it, like people that have circled around your life, people that you get a lot of signs and synchronicities about, people that you kind of always seem to be on the same path, whatever that may be. These are people that maybe you shared a past life with, or there was some past life relationship. In each other we find ourselves. So I think a big part of your life in this life is really to tap into like compassion and, I don't know how to explain it, mirroring relationships. Like you find a lot about yourself through the relationships that are sent to you in your life. That's how you're finding a lot of the lessons in your life. Maybe you're somebody that's really good with older people or with children. Maybe you have a very childlike spirit. Maybe in a past life you were I don't want to put it that way, but maybe you only were up to a child in a past life or something like that. So that energy has carried on to you. Like I'm getting an energy of somebody who lived to really old age, and then somebody who maybe was only just a child. I'm also, I don't know why I'm hearing something about like your eyesight. Maybe you have bad eyesight. Maybe somebody that you could be blind. I'm not getting that everyone here is blind. There's somebody here that could be blind, but there's somebody here that definitely has poor eyesight. This is something that has definitely carried from your past life. Maybe something that happened in your past life. And so now your eyesight in this, I know that sounds crazy. Now your eyesight in this life may be compromised, if that makes sense. Like you really have a really poor eyesight. Or it's going down or something like that. I definitely think that you're somebody that you find a lot of knowledge and beauty and wisdom in nature. I feel like you might be, I'm hearing like A Bug's Life, isn't that a movie or something like that? I'm getting a lot of movies. Maybe you're very into movies, and when you watch movies or when you watch certain things, it really gives you a lot of signs and synchronicities. Like you really are very in sync, in tune with the universe, and you get a lot of signs and synchronicities about just a lot of things in your life. I definitely think that you're somebody that you can be a little bit like sad and depressive, but not really for any good reason. Like that's kind of the energy I'm getting. So maybe this is an energy that you've carried from a past life, or you're a little bit somber, or I don't even know like how to even define that word, but you know what I mean? Like you're down, like you can be very like a down type of person. Like you can be have a sad energy to you, even if you're not sad, or you could just feel sad sometimes, or you could just have that existential dread feeling of just like, just tired or exhausted. I really feel like, this is reminding me of pile 2, I really feel like you could just have had a really challenging or difficult past life where you did a lot. Like I feel like you physically did a lot in your past life, so you've carried a lot of that into this life. I definitely think that you could have a lot of birthmarks or things like that on your body. That's just a random thing that I'm getting. If you come across this pile, you could be very into astrology. As far as astrology signs go, I'm getting a lot of water, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I'm also getting Aquarius. I'm getting Pisces again. I'm getting Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Or I said that already, so definitely Aquarius. But either way, you are a very powerful manifester. I'm also getting Adam and Eve. You could be religious. You could have ties to religion in some way. I'm also hearing Lilith. I believe Lilith was Adam's first wife or something like that. So maybe that could be a significant symbolism or thing to you. You could see a lot of monarchs, butterflies. You could be like the monarch or whatever they say, I don't know, like you could be like I can't think of the phrase right now, but anyway, either way. Or you could also be Hawaiian. Hawaii could be very significant to you. Hawaii could be somewhere you've been. I feel like travel could be very significant to you. I feel like you like to move around a lot, but I think that you are very closed off, if that makes sense, in this life to I don't want to say it's outsiders, but I feel like you are very group prone, or you are drawn into like wanting to be a part of something, if that makes sense. And maybe you felt like an outsider in a past life where there was something about that where you didn't feel like you belonged, or you didn't feel part of. Maybe you were different than the people around you. I did say I'm seeing a lot of different races here, so I don't know. Maybe you were different than the people that you were around. I'm getting a lot of energy of someone who had a past life. Not to get super like, I don't know, like I'm getting a slavery type of energy here. But again, I don't want to go too deep into that. And slavery existed in more than one race and culture. But there's just something about like captivity is more how I want to put it. And not having your freedom, not having your rights. You could be an African-American person. You could have the civil rights movement. You could have grown up in the civil rights movement, or you could just have there's a lot of different cultures and races here, but that could be something you really identify with if you are drawn into this pile. Yeah, I feel like you really believe in the power of karma though, and that's something that you've picked up because like I feel like you have a lot of lessons that you go through, and I feel like your lessons tend to hit you pretty quickly if you're drawn to this pile, and so you really try to just do the right thing in most things that you do. You could be bridges could be significant to you. You could live somewhere near a bridge. You could also be from somewhere near water. You could definitely be someone that has actual ancestry now from somewhere like a far away place, like in a different country from, I don't know. I was going to say where I am, but anyway, you could just be from a distant country. I definitely think that you are very forward looking though. You're very driven. You like to plan. You like to really make sure that like you're a very fun person. These are just random things that are coming out for you here. I feel like you like to create your destiny, like this says. You like to create plans. You like to create things for you to look forward to. Like I feel like you really like to enjoy life, and it's maybe because you've been through down times, whether it's in this life or in a past life, literally. So you really like to embrace and enjoy the good times of life. You've been through a lot of rebirths and transformations. With this medicine, I also feel like you just are somebody that you could be a healer if you're drawn to this pile. You could have a very healing energy about you. You could like music. You could be very into music, whether that's creating music or just listening to it. Either way, that's something that brings you a lot of peace. But I also feel like you could be like an actual healer, whether you work in the medicine field, literally. You could be a nurse. You could be I'm hearing, what's the word? A midwife, you know, when you help deliver babies, anything like that. Like you are somebody that has a natural healing ability in this life, or you like to help people regardless of what career that you're in, and it's because of the way that you helped others in a past life. I feel like you might have been somebody in a past life that a lot of people came to as like a pillar of wisdom in whatever community you were in, or whatever tribe, group, culture, whatever you were in. You could have a strong tie to the South, to New Orleans, to something like that. You could be Creole. I'm hearing what is her name? The Voodoo Queen. I am so sorry that I feel disrespectful for that. I cannot remember her name right now. Please look her up. Marie Laveau. You could have a interest in that or ties to that. You could again, Creole, Louisiana, Deep South energy is what I'm getting from this pile. Even like Mexico, I'm hearing Panama, a lot of different places are coming out here. Take whatever, please comment below and tell me like if these specific details are making sense for you. But I definitely think that you could even just be a very well-traveled person. And I feel like you have a desire to see the world and to go around the world. And I feel like that's because, again, I'm getting the strong energy of like captivity or feeling tied down or feeling not free in a past life or a past time. So that's the energy that I'm getting from this pile. I hope this resonates for you. Please comment, like, and subscribe on this video. Again, if you I can't talk. If you get to a pile and you can't decide, or there's like two piles that draw you in, please watch both because there may be details in there for both. If you want to follow my TikTok or Instagram for more guidance and other stuff that I talk about, my names are the same on both of those. You could also book a reading through there through the link in my bio, and I will include that below. And I hope everybody has a great day whenever you find this.